Hello and welcome back to Lesbian Film Review by an actual lesbian. Not that it matters. So today I want to discuss a film called Thelma. It is a 2017 Norwegian film that ran about an hour and 56 minutes long. So this movie I had trouble following, mainly because I had to watch it with English subtitles, but I think if I knew the language that they spoke, then maybe I would have understood it a bit better. I physically, I understood what was going on because I could read the subtitles, but I wasn't getting, I guess you would say, social cues, I guess. Those little moments that aren't expressed in words. I wasn't really capturing them as well as I do when watching English film. But overall, the movie was pretty good. I do have some notes as always. So first things first, I want to note Thelma, the main character, her father is an utter asshole, okay? She puts her down, he puts her down all the time, makes her feel like a piece of shit, and then she just goes with it. And she feels like she needs to be treated this way, which I don't. Her parents, both of her parents are extremely controlling. Like, the mother mentioned that Thelma should have called earlier or picked up the phone or something like that because her class was at this specific hour instead of the hour that Thelma said that she went to class for. Like, really? Really? Her father was like, well, I saw you have new friends on Facebook now. Like, okay, she's at college. She's gonna make friends. Why are you, obsessively observing when someone gets added to her friends list? The whole movie, it involves seizures. I feel like I need to say that in case that triggers somebody. There's this guy, I'm losing my voice here. There's this guy at the restaurant who Thelma's sitting with him and a couple other classmates that she has. And she's sitting there explaining why she can't drink alcohol because her family is Christian. Now, I am not a Christian. Maybe that is the rule or whatnot, but this guy explains it perfectly. He sits there and says that religion's weird because just because God or even Santa Claus sits there and doesn't drink, that means you can't drink. And I totally, feel with that because it makes no sense to me being forced to not be able to enjoy yourself just because someone doesn't like that. But then again, I'm not Christian, so I don't know if that's really a big thing for them or not, and what have you. There was an instance where, I forget who Thelma was talking to, but Thelma was talking to somebody, and she was explaining her childhood and how her father would sit there and put her hand over top a burning candle so that way Thelma could feel the heat and pain of the flame so she would know what it would feel like if when she goes to hell. Like, really? You're already condemning your child to hell? What the fuck? But you know what my standpoint is on that. As always, I want to make note, when the first kiss appears, it appears at the 42-minute mark. A few seconds before the 42-minute mark in the movie, that's when they get the first kiss. You sadly do not get really any sex scenes with this movie. That makes me sound like a shitty person. I don't like the movie because there's no sex. But that's not what I mean. Usually there is a sex scene in lesbian movies because men like watching that shit, and they get some good ratings or whatever. There's another warning I wanted to say. There are a lot of strobe lights, and I know that can be very triggering to some people both mentally and physically. So be aware of that before you watch the film. I just did not like the fact that this religion, Christianity, causes so much extreme distress within this main character. Like, I understand everybody has their religion. Everybody follows what they follow. But if it's causing you so much distress, have you ever stopped to think that maybe what you're believing in or trying to follow is not right for you? I mean, so, and another thing, and I don't know if it's just because I'm a photographer, amateur at best, and mostly I do it with nature, like flowers and all that, but I noticed they had a lot of amazing camera angles. Like they, both at the very beginning of the movie and at the end of the movie, they do this cool thing where they zoom in and out of all the students walking around on the campus, and I just that was gold for me. There is one good thing. It does have a happy ending, sort of. It does imply certain things, but you know, but Thelma seemed happy at the end of the movie, and that's all that matters because she's the main character, and screw all the other side characters that were real jerks. So yeah, like I said, this movie was a Norwegian film, so it was in, do they call their language Norwegian, or is it called something else? God, I feel so uneducated. But I had to watch this with English subtitles for obvious reasons. So maybe if you understood the language and you went and watched this movie, you might understand it a bit better than I do, because, you know, as always, like, the English translations aren't always, you know, perfect, and maybe I missed things that would have, like, hinted at where the movie was going before it got there. But I think that's just about it. So this was the movie Thelma, and I know it's been a kind of a shitty review, but I wish I could give you more details or more thoughts on it. But if you watch it and you have different opinions, please do so politely in the comments. I would love to know what else everybody thinks about this movie. Like I said, I thought it was a really good movie. It's just because it was in a different language than I'm used to, I kind of couldn't really, I felt a little disconnected with it. But that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. It just means that, you know, that's just how it was. So, yeah, I would recommend Thelma. It is a good movie. Make sure that before you watch it, make sure you're not, you know, sensitive to strobe lights or dimensions. You actually see this girl have several seizures. So if that is triggering, I would rather you not watch the film. But if you do so anyway, please let me know what you think. So I think that's about it for this. Sorry it was such a sucky review, and hopefully the next movie I watch and review for you guys has more depth into it that I can understand. So, what have you. Alright, bye.